Art students, Brian Proctor back in the classroom with a new lesson. Now, usually I'll do my intros last after I do all the drawings, but I'm doing this first because this is an important something that I have to say. So please do not skip the intro because this one is a life changer. So, as I say, it's going to be a little bit long, but just stay with me because this is important. So, I went on Messenger not too long ago, and I never use Messenger. I don't use Messenger, but I found that there have been a lot of people that have been trying to contact me and ask me for help or ask me for advice. And I'm sorry to all you guys who wrote me on Messenger and I didn't write back because it's the first time I actually found my way because I really don't know how to use Messenger too much. But what I have decided to do is I have a Facebook page. It's called Unfinished Comics. This is the address here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start critiquing your art. If you would like me to critique your art, because I've had a lot of people ask me for help in certain areas. Now, I know my videos go from simple to somewhat advanced, and some of them might be too hard for you to do, and some might be too simple for you to do, but you are still having trouble in certain areas. So I'm going to start critiquing your work on camera. So if you are wanting me to do that, then send your art, your drawings to the website, The Unfinished Comics, which is here again, and then I will critique it online. I'll do a video of it because I have been noticing a lot of people have been having trouble with the same areas, like you're doing a face that's crooked, or you're doing an arm that's too long, or a finger that's not right. So I want to start picking those videos out, or those problem areas out, and helping you guys specifically by doing that, by helping a lot of people, a whole lot of people with the same problem. So that's part one. So is there a part two? I don't know. But join me on Unfinished Comics, and then there I have my old crew together, the guys that we were putting comic books with, the first guys that got together and put comic books together. The first guys that put comic books together, the first group that started to put comic books together. So they're there, and there are other people, so you can ask for advice, you can show off your work, whatever you need there. So it's just a group of artists together that love comics, that are putting comics together, that are running into problems and have no place to go for help. So come to Unfinished Comics, and then we'll all be there. I'll be there. If you want to ask me some things, I'll be there to answer you. But if you want to get into long, deep discussions about something, then write me at my email address, which is right here. So, but if you're sending pictures to be critiqued, send it to Unfinished Comics. And then I'll see that. Other people can see that. They may give you advice. You don't know. Because we have all types of skill levels there on the website, on the Facebook page. It's not a site, it's a page. So, yes, that's going to be the thing now. Unfinished Comics. Let's get together. Let's make this a great big organization. And maybe, who knows, we'll make some kind of a little company happen by putting our books together, because nobody makes it on their own. What does it say? No man is an island. It takes help for people to actually make it in this world. You ask any millionaire, any billionaire, and they'll tell you it took help from other people. So, Unfinished Comics, get free critiquing 24/7, anytime. And I say, if you want to put it online, because there are some people that I tried to help through my email, and I gave them advice on what to do, but they couldn't take advice, put it that way. If you're somebody that can take advice and want not just the world to see it, or don't mind me putting you on video, I'm not going to chop you up. I'm just basically going to show you where you need to improve, or what you need to do or not to do, and then go from there. I think I just remember what part two was about. It is part two. I have a video online. What is it called? Drawing the Male Body Oh So Simple. Now, I've had a number of people that say they love this, and a number of people were saying, oh, slow down, you're going too fast. And I looked at that video the other day, and I was going really fast. And I apologize to all those people that couldn't pick it up, because I was, as I said in the beginning of the video, when I was drawing something, that idea came to mind. So I just slid the paper over, got the camera, and started drawing. It was nothing that I thought about, doing, but I didn't know that video was going to take off because that's my most viewed video. So today what I'm doing is I'm going to redo that video. I'm going to slow it down so that you can follow, give you a little more detail, and then detail the anatomy, because I did have some people say it would be nice to see that body or that picture of that anatomy completed. So that's what I'm going to do on this video today to help you guys, all you guys who enjoyed that and all you guys who couldn't follow it because it was going too fast. We're doing that now. So if you stay with this intro long enough, you know what I know. You know what I know. Anyway, let's just get this video done. It's early in the morning. Let's go. Okay, wait, one last thing. Now, one of my older videos, maybe 2 videos back, I showed you guys my drawing room to basically show you who I am and what I'm about. I want to show you the new addition to the drawing room. And it is this thing right here. Now, this is, I think it's like a 42-inch printer, maybe big, 7242. But anyway, what I plan on doing with it, now it needs a few parts to it, some love and attention, but once I do get it up and running, I'm going to make it available for you guys, you subscribers, you guys who are planning on doing your own comic books and maybe going to a comic book show. And if you've ever went to a comic book show and you're a little small guy and you have the small table and you looked at these big guys with the big banners and the huge posters and you're like, my God, see, this is what I need. Well, now you will be able to have it because, as I say, if you're a subscriber and you've stayed with me in the channel and been communicating with me, I'm going to make that thing available to you. So when you do go to a convention, you can go there with some power to it, with your posters, with your banner. Even though you might be a small company or just starting out and you have a few books, you can look professional because this is not going to be like to the open public. And it's basically for me, my company, but I'm going to make it available for you guys as well so that you can come out to the convention strong. Now, it's not up and running yet, but once I do get it up, I'll let you guys know. And when you guys do decide to do some conventions of your own, we'll get into contact and I'll tell you our price. It's not going to be crazy pricey. You probably just pay for the paper and the shipping and the ink. And then, you know, that's it. I'm not out to try to make money. I'm out to try to help you guys to reach your goal because every day I'm taking a step toward reaching my goal. So I'm going to pull some of you people along with me. If you want to come or not, I'm going to grab you by the hair and I'm going to pull you and I'm going to make you help you reach your goal as a comic book artist or just a great artist if that's your goal. If not, I'll just let go of your hair and let you fall back down the hill. So again, other than that, let's get on to the video. Let's go. It's over here. Let's go. All right, art students, this is the final product. And the reason I'm showing you the final product is because I'm depressed. Let me explain. The first part of the video never got recorded. I dropped my camera. I was putting my camera above, which I always do. And for some reason it fell, but I caught it when it fell out of my hand and it hit the ground and it was already on record. And for some reason it did not record the first part. So I'm going to try to redraw this and catch up to the part that did record. So this is the position I'm going to use and I'm going to try to get to the point where, yeah, I caught up. But I'm telling you, you know, it's nothing worse than doing a live performance and finding out that it didn't come out and you have to do it again and it's not live anymore. But I'm going to try to remember what I said to get to the point where I cut off and go back into the old video. All right, so I'm just showing you this is what you're going to end up with. Yeah. So, okay, let's see if I can remember some of that great information that I had for you guys. Yeah, that is depressing, but, and see, this is where a lot of artists will give up at. You're young artists, you're like, oh, you know what, I'll give up. But you never give up your goal. Always move. You might move a little slower because you're depressed, but just keep moving. Don't give up. You'll get there. You might not get there Thursday. You keep going, you'll get there Sunday. All right. Once again, start again. Let me get my glasses. Okay. And I've got to say, stop saying so. What's my word? This is the next book. This is my Action Post Position 360 book. And this is basically a book for those people who need a position. Like you might need that position, a punch position to draw in your comics. But then the next panel, you might want to turn it around. And what does it look like from the back? So this book basically gives you choices of the same position, just different positions. And also it's offering bonus pages down here. And these are the finished pages of my pose position of the week series, basically like this. And then if you see a position you like, you can go back to my channel and then it'll show you how to draw that position and give you some tips. So it's kind of like a 2-thing-in-1, a drawing book and a reference book and a drawing book, kind of 2 things in one. Now this thing is finished. I'm just having trouble uploading it to the publisher, and once I get that thing uploaded, then it'll be out and I'll let you guys know. So that's one of the first things that I do remember that was in the video. All right, let's get into this again. Now, first thing you want to do is you want to have a border, your 2 borders. So that your position, so yes, that's your drawing. Your position won't come out of it. And if it does come past the line, you still have a little space to be able to catch what comes out. So your feet won't come off of the paper. I'm still a little upset. So let's just bear with me on this one. Okay, the first thing you want to do is your oval. Now you notice this oval is going back because usually on the side position, when a person is standing on the side position, I kind of tilt them back a little bit versus the front position. Come on, come on. Like this. If you're standing in the front, I'll do this. If he's leaning toward the side, I'll do that. And I should do a double take, but I'm not because this is, maybe I'll do that for a next video, another video, 3-sided drawing take. This is going to be kind of as close to that position in that video as I can, but I don't have that paper because I threw it away because it was just a quick idea. And I don't know if I said that in the first part of the video, but as I was drawing, I think I was doing my comic pages, and then the idea hit me. So I took what I was drawing, I threw it to the side, and I grabbed a piece of paper and the camera above, and I started filming. And yes, it was very quick. It was a quick rough. It wasn't something I thought about doing. It wasn't something that was scripted. I just did it and kicked it out, and I didn't know it was going to be that popular. And I get a lot of backlash from people saying, "Oh, I couldn't follow." So yeah, we're doing it again. So angle like this. Then you want to get your center line, which is going to be turned to the side. So you have your center line, which is this line, and then this one, which is turned to the side. And it's basically just taking this oval and then twisting it to the side just a little bit. My camera is lagging. It did that one day. I was filming, and I finished filming, and I stopped, and the camera was like 5 minutes behind. I was looking at the monitor, and I was still drawing, even though I was finished. Cameras, man, cameras. So we have that. From here, you want to do your upside down U, or if you have a problem with it, do that a triangle. So if you have a center line, here's your triangle, like this. But this one is like an offset triangle, like that. You have more on one side than the other side. So now from here, straight down, you want to come from this line, you want to come straight down, and maybe at where this point meets, you want to go back a little bit, and then across like that. So this is your hips. These are your hips, or your waist, your hips, your waist. This is your waist, where your love handles are. Bring this straight down. Bring this line down a little bit more, and then bring this line all the way down. And then you're going to do your upside down house, off-centered, basically opposite of what you just did, like this. Now the one thing you won't want to do is you don't want to make the hips too far down, or the waist too far down. So a good thing I always say to people to do is walk away from your drawing and come back, and then you'll be able to see your mistakes. Like go get a drink of water, go use the bathroom or something, go play with the dog or the cat, and then come back. So from here, and I'm stopping so you guys can catch up. Just above this triangle point, this point you want to make, well, let's do this. At this point here, where this point touches, you want to do a sloping line. Just as much curve as you have here, you want to do as much curve as you have there. And that represents where the chest turns, because usually I'll do this, and I kind of taught myself this a long time ago. I think people have seen The Secret and it's out now. You have this upside down U, and that's your rib cage. This is your ribs right here. This is your rib cage. This is the underside of your rib cage or the inside. Now, if you take a line from this point and this point and you go straight up, your chest turns at that point. So your chest is across here, and at this point it turns and curves up. And that's basically kind of guidelines. And if you use those guidelines, you'll never have any problems. So the thing is, you have this, and from there you bring that up. Remember this curve, and this curve should be the same. Chest goes around, and because this whole thing is a curve, your chest is curved here too a little bit, and then goes up like that. So that's how you do a good side position. And yes, I'm in my squeaky chair. So from here, we have that. Bring the chest curve a little bit, and then up. Right there at that point where it hits at this point, bring it up. Now your collarbone goes right across the top here. You're going to have some circle left over because your collarbone is going to be below that. It's kind of like if you did a T with some leftover circle up in here. Yeah. So we have that. Then of this collarbone and this chest, you're going to have an oval. And I don't know if I got that far on the video, but when I switch from this to the already pre-recorded, you'll see. And then you have that on the other side. It goes through the body, but you're not going to see that much through the body. So you have this left over right there. At this point where this line comes from, you have a V, and it's going to be an off-centered V because that same as this line is off-centered as well. And where that V comes, you're going to go straight up. And let me switch to a pencil so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Like that. That's your neck. And while I'm on that subject, someone asked me, a lot of people ask me, why does he draw with a red pencil? Why do I draw with a red pencil? And I will give you an example with an ink pen. I think everybody has used an ink pen in school or to sign a signature. And you get some ink pens. You have some cheap ink pens and you have some really expensive ink pens and some in the middle. So some ink pens, you take it and you make a line and it puts so much ink out that the ink smears. And then you have some ink pens, more the cheaper ones, that you draw a line and the line is kind of dry. It's like the pen doesn't really put out enough ink. And then there are some ink pens which just flow naturally. And that, to me, that's the same way with a red pencil. A red pencil, it grabs the paper nicely. A regular pencil is good, but it's kind of almost too smooth in a way, but it's really light and sometimes too light. And the other one is if you use, where is it? Not the mechanical pencil. You can use mechanical pencils. Mechanical pencils are good, but you see how dark that is? So if you're doing like I did here, like I'm trying to get my lines together, and then I finally see the line I want, that's when I switch up with colors. And then I have a blue pencil. I forgot this, what I was going to say. I have a blue one, your regular, and your red one. So if I drew a character, let's just say I drew somebody, and I always use a lot of lines. When I draw fast, this is how I use a lot of lines. So I have to figure out what lines am I going to use when I'm drawing this character. So I may start out with this one color, and I'll do the rough. Then I will go to another color, and I may do, well, let's just say blue. And I'll say like, okay, I'm going to put some clothes on this guy. Like that. Trying to speed this one up because I know this video is going to be a little longer than I wanted it to be. Like that. So then I'll go over maybe with the regular pencil for the final lines, because the pencil has a better point. It has a better edge to it, and it actually kind of digs into the paper. So when I come back and I ink, where's my pen? When I come back and I ink, because this pencil has such a sharp point to it, it's easy for my ink pen to stay into that line, into that groove that I made with the pencil. So, and I'm completely ignoring the red color because that was just foundation. The blue was to give me the lines over the foundation, which are the close. And then the regular pencil is the one that helps me with the detail that I need. So that's why I use 3-color pencil. That's basically why I use a red pencil, but I use 3-color pencils. So that should answer the question. If anybody asks, tell them to go back to this video and I'll tell you why. But I do like the way it kind of grabs the paper. It's not too dark. I can erase it and it doesn't reflect because I have an overhead light, and a lot of times if I use pencil, I get so much glare. You can't see it because I'm at a different angle, but I get so much glare that I cannot see what I just did. So from here, we're going to put the head on, and usually I'll put the chin, this line that comes around here, my chin, most times the bottom of the chin will touch that line. You won't see it because it's going to get covered up. My throat is dry and I talk too fast. So I'll do my head here, and then I'll do my neck, and it goes into that little V here. And usually, as I say, my neck here, put that V up. And when I do my head, that pencil line, my chin is going to usually touch that line because you're not going to see it once you erase. But this is just another guideline I use so that neck won't be too long. And then I believe I did talk about necks. So if you want to do a superhero type or a type who's muscular, your lines here on the side of your face. And if it's hard for you to do an oval, do a square, a rectangle. Do a rectangle like that. Then chop out the chin and then just round off the top. And it makes it a little easier for people that can't do straight, good ovals. But these side lines, just bring the neck straight down. And that makes it look like he's more muscular. Now, if you want to do the Hulk type, take the neck out more. He's got to have a fat chin though, like that. And if you want to do a child or woman, women have pointier chins. You just do a neck that comes in like so. And so that's just quick ways to do necks. So, and this guy's going to be looking this way at you. And as I said, it's good to have your border because it's coming out, but it's better than coming off the paper. Okay, so we have your stomach. When your stomach comes down here, you bring it in just like that. Same thing on the other side. You bring it in like that. Now I'm going to do, my next video is going to be one on abs because a lot of people have trouble with abs. But just understand this part right here, what I call the tuna can. If you are been watching my videos, you know what I'm saying. Because this shape here that comes down your waist is basically like this. Give me my marker. It's like this. It's like a cylinder. That's all it is. This is why I say start drawing your shapes. Practice your shapes. Now, this cylinder is round like that. Oval, round like that. Now, let's just say this is my center line for my stomach right here, which is off center because we're doing it off center. This is the top of that triangle right here, and then it comes down like this. This is what we just did for this. You see both of them. This is this. Now, understand that this is a circle. So if you put lines on it, around it, like this, you see how you have your stomach already? And it's just doing this, following it. You have your center line, and then you have this line and this. And I'm going to do a video on this to show you guys how simple it is. A little more detail to it, and then you just curve it out, and then you have your stomach, and then you bring your waist in. And I'll show you on this one. I'll do a video on that and give you more detail. So your first, where this circle comes around, this could be your first set. You can drop this down if this is too high up. Bring this down. I usually do like a little M at the top of this mountain. This will be your first set. Coming around, your second set is narrower, and I think your third set might be a little wider than your second set. Getting tongue-tied here. 1, 2, 3. And then, of course, like I say, your line comes down, line comes in. So this is, we can bring that in a little bit more. It's a quick way to do your abs. Like so. And then because your abs, they curve in like this, at this point, come in and they go back out. So you're going to have that dip in each one. And then where you have that dip, you're going to have that little triangle, because it's going to go up like this, comes up like this, goes down like that, and goes down like that. So that leaves that little triangle. And on the side, kind of the same thing. It goes up, and then you have that line, because you have your obliques, which is your love handle, which comes down like this and goes out and then goes into the crotch. So there's a muscle here that's shaped like that. So this line is going to come up into there. You're going to have that separation right here, which is going to be like a black line. It's going to catch shadow, put it that way. But you have this comes up like that, and that comes up like that, and it gives you your sucking in thing. And as I said, I'll go over that more in the next video, because a number of people have had trouble with abs. So I'll make that one a little more detailed. Okay, so we have your abs, and then we go to your feet. And I'm looking back at the image of my next shot after this, which continues to take the drawing on. You'll understand when I stop, and I'll go into the next part. So your legs and your arms, the way that you have your legs and arm positioned, it can turn an average drawing or average position into an awesome position. So it depends on how you want to do your arms and legs. But with this one, with the picture that I'm copying from, I had the hands down, and I didn't get that far in the original video. So I'll make sure this thing, because this camera's jumping, make sure this thing is still filming. So as I say, it depends on how you decide to put your arms and your legs. It could be like this, it could be like this. And notice these are cylinders. Depending on the position, the angle, however you want to put the hands or arms, you could make it just, you know, a nice tight picture. And I will show you in another video of how to do this to make it look simple, and to make it simple and to look good. But that's another video. And as I said, I didn't get that far with the other one. So there are no arms on this one. But it depends on how you position the arms and the hands to make, which will make your video or your position look better. All right, let's do the chest real quick, because as I said, that's part of the old video. So you have this circle here, part of the circle. The chest comes around and curves here. Now at this point, this is this circle here. You want to bring this up off a little bit. Let me use my pencil so you can see. Now you can see it on camera. Bring this up off of this point up, and then around like that. So you're bringing your chest, that's that curve in your chest, like that, because it comes off of your bone, that muscle. The muscle gets big and swollen, and it comes off of the bone, and then you have your arm like that. So you want to bring it up and around. I bring this point out like this, see, like that, and I bring this up and out, and I curve it around. It just adds to the muscle structure, and then down. Remember, these curve in. You have a little bit of love handle here, which I never did put on the other video. The love handle comes up here and here, and then it goes into the crotch area. And then you do the legs, because I did have the legs. So let me remove this. Now doing the legs, I had one straight and one out, and it's a balance thing. So it's easier to just do straight lines first than to try to draw the muscles. And then you end up having to erase. Like if you start doing detail, I tell people, don't do detail first until you get the whole thing out. You start doing detail on his face. You know, you take your time, you get the nose just right, and you get the mouth just right, and you get that expression. And then you're like, yeah, this is tight, this is tight, this is what I wanted. Yeah, this is going to be my best drawing. And then you find out that everything else is wrong, and you have to erase that face because there's no way around keeping the body with that particular face. So then you get depressed. You like, it's like when your video doesn't come out, you get depressed and you quit. And a lot of young artists will do that. They'll quit, they'll give up. And that's why a lot of great potential artists will never become, because they get upset because no one told them what's the first step, what's the second step, what's the third step. So don't try to do detail until you get everything proportionally right and sound, and then you come back and you do detail using a light pencil, like an H2 pencil. This is an H2 pencil. Yeah, because I remember seeing something earlier on about the pencils and so forth. Don't use your school pencil like a B, what is it, a B pencil? Where is that pencil that I had? And it's just, because it's just so dark and you can't erase. So he's balancing on this leg right here, and he's going to have this one. You don't want it out too far. Let's just say if he had a leg, you have to balance on something. So you have a leg that's holding the weight and the other leg. You don't want this leg out, way out like that, because that's just awkward. So you want to see in what position it looks best for how his hands are going to be. And since his hands are going to be straight down, we're going to have kind of a basic-ish position where he's standing on one leg, or the weight is on one leg and the other leg is out a little bit. So from there, what I want to do, I'll do the ovals. And once you get used to seeing proportions, it'll be a lot easier for you to do, and you'll be able to say, oh, that's too short or that's too long, which is why you always walk away from your position, your pictures. So we have this one oval, and that's all it is. This is just an oval, a narrow oval. You have your knee, and your knee comes out. No, see, this is the part I remember I had gave you a lot of information on the other video, part of the video that didn't come out. And you have a narrower oval here. So you have your knee, and then you have your other part of the leg here. Now, the center leg, let's just say this is the center of my leg here. And this is a good way to, do I have the feet on there? I don't think I have the feet on there. Because I don't want to rehash something and then you see it on the next part. And all this will make sense in a second. Your knee is going to be out. Let me draw this leg. Your knee is going to be more outward, not dead center of your leg. So when this one is out, it's going to be out here like this, and down like that. And then you come into the feet. I don't think I did the feet when I cut this, and you go to the next video. Well, the next part, you might not see the feet, but since I'm here, I'm doing the feet. So, and I said I'm going to stop using that word so. I find me a new word instead of so. At this point, this should switch to the original video, because I don't want to go too far into drawing this when I'm just going to rehash it on the original video. Now, at this point, instead of so at this point, I'm going to cut this in editing and we'll go straight to the other video. So thanks for joining me. All right, we'll see you soon. All right, I'm sorry about that. It cut out. My camera stopped on me for some reason, and I don't know if it's because I dropped it or not. So, but back to the hips. The hips are basically going to be shaped like this, and then in, because the legs tuck in right here, and then you have that part for the crotch right there, just like that. So yeah, and as I say, the legs fit into here, leaving that space, that room for the man junk, and pretty much the same way for the woman, except the woman's hips are going to curve in more, and then you have, I would say maybe less or not harder curve like that, maybe more like that, more the trunk shape, the baseball diamond shape, but yeah, it's shaped like that. And this is my main paper that I keep, so I don't want to butcher it up too much. So you guys should be caught up by now. What was I doing? I need to sharpen my pencil. Okay, so I have my calf. So bring this down more, open this out more, up more. My knee is more over to this side. I have to keep checking my monitor because the camera's tripping, and I'm going to get me a good camera one day. Knee is going to be here. I'm just widening the legs a little bit. calf, and then that here, and cut it off about right here. And as I say, once you start doing it more, you'll be able to see. And then your foot. One foot is going to go straight down. One line is going to go straight down and then out, and the other one's going to come out like a triangle, because the knee is like here. The center line comes down, and that foot is going to be there. But that knee is not right in the center. If this is my leg here, I draw a leg. There's a leg, and here's a foot, and this is facing forward. The knee is more on the outside and leaving this little bit of room right here. So yeah, you always want to just remember that. So I believe it's outside. Yes, outside. And then so this would be my center of the leg here. It goes all the way down with that knee kind of on the outside a little bit. So this leg here, or this foot here, straight down and out two. So you don't want to have them like that, like duck feet. And some heel here. This is because his foot is out more, it would be kind of down a little bit. Not that he's not standing on that heel, because women do that when they put their foot out. It looks like they're not standing on that heel because the way the hip is shifted. Start moving just a little bit faster now. When I said I was going to go slow, but I don't want it to be too long. Like that. Okay, so now here we're going to do the arms, and the arms are going to be the breaking point. So you can have arms down and up, and you could be striking a pose or however you want, but I'm going to do the relaxed arms like I had in the first video. And this is just basically foreshortening. It's just drawing your cylinder, and I always get on people about knowing how to do the shape before they even start, and then drawing another cylinder inside this cylinder, and it comes up, or this other cylinder could come down, however, or the cylinder could come out. And I'm working on, my next book is going to be a drawing book, an actual really how to draw book. But I just started doing some rough sketches and some ideas to show you guys how to draw, not just to follow me, to how to draw from the beginning to the end. And a lot of it has to do with doing your shapes. So if you have an allergy against doing shapes, then the book is not for you. So, okay, we're going to have this one, and it's just better to do the arm first, or just a straight line, same way we did the legs, 2 straight lines. Okay, my camera wants to freeze on me and catch up. And then you can see where you want to put your arms. Hopefully this video comes out, because if not, I'm going to be upset. And then this one is going to come straight down too. And around where the belly button, which would be about down here, that is where, is it there or is it here? What am I talking about? I don't know. So half and half around where the crotch is, that's where your wrist stops. So yeah, there and then there. And then your hand, if you want to do a fist. So this one, I'm not liking. And last time I didn't like how I had this arm. This time I'm not liking how I have this one. So I might bring it in close. Kind of like that hand is tucked behind. But that's not action pose, Brian. Let's do this arm first. So we have this, it comes to a point. This is kind of like this. It's like almost like an upside down teardrop. Teardrop. Do a teardrop, Brian, like this, like that. And you just turn it upside down like that. So basically, round part comes to the point, bicep from here down, tricep is back here, not at the point. This is what separates the bicep and the tricep, like that. Then you have the split, a little bulge, just like you did at the calf. Have a little bulge here, and then comes out here, and then your hand. However, I do the hand. I think I did a fist last time. do fist again. So, and I want to turn this foot in. I'm looking at it. I looked away, and I want to turn this foot in, just being picky, because he's in a kind of a neutral stand. So it's not going to be out so much. A little better. And just straight down, pretty much, and this part comes out. It just won't come out as much like that. It comes in. If I make them both straight in, it could almost be like his foot is facing you, but it would look like more like it's turning this way more than the other way. So you want to bring it out just a little bit to the side. And that's how you can angle the foot, just by, this one's always straight down and this one goes out more or in or however. And that's how you can determine to angle the foot. That's what you just said. So we have this and this arm, and I said this is why it's really hard for me to just draw positions, random positions, right off the bat, unless I see it in my head as in, oh, this guy's jumping over a fence, he's ducking a water balloon, or he's running from a dog. Then I can draw the position. But if I'm just drawing position, just drawing, it's hard to do, because I could, as I said, I could have his hand come in close to his body, which would be like that because he's so turned. He's turned a lot, and the hand would be more on the side like that, or I could bring the hand out, but it has to fit the legs. Now, if you're just sketching, it doesn't make a difference. But yeah, this is the hard part here. How am I going to have that hand? Now, if he was holding a gun or something, he could have his hand out like that, like, yo, I'm about to blow you away. Or if he was holding a sword, a sword or a spear, you can have the hand up and holding the spear. But I want to keep it down, so this is more of a relaxed pose. And yes, this is getting long. So let me just put his hand down, just because, for the sake of time. So you want to keep that. You want to kind of keep that on the line, unless you're doing perspective. Keep this somewhere near that, out and down. And then his hand is going to be, the wrist is going to be here again, and his hand is going to be turned in a little higher, Brian, a little higher. Like that. And let me look at that, because the bicep is going to maybe turn in a little bit. Second color time. Yes. Now, I used to do this all the time because I couldn't draw hands back in the day. So I would always put my hand behind the body, or I'd do a cape. Like the cape would come around, and it would be covering the hand up, because I couldn't do hands. Or maybe I'll just cover a little bit and I just do the thumb and one finger. But that was back in the day. Yeah, and that's a good way to hide hands, by doing that. But we don't hide hands anymore. But for the sake of video time and length and so forth, this is what we got. Now, you have your position. Let's get it in the camera. You have your position. You need to drop that foot. Walk away, or turn it over for a few minutes, do whatever, then turn it back over, and then you should be able to say, okay, this shoulder is too high, this leg is too short. But once you walk away, you see that, and I will say that this shoulder is a little too high, because he's relaxed. And yeah, I can bring his shoulder up a little bit more. But you always walk away from your paper. Always, always, always. Just walk away. Go use the bathroom and come back or something. Pet the dog or the cat. Come back, and then you'll see. Because this is what you're showing to the world. You're saying to them, oh, check out my art. Look how good I am. And then if somebody is more better than you can say, oh, well, this is wrong or that's wrong. And some people are not humble. Some people were just like, oh, you can't draw. You should stop drawing. You suck. Don't listen to those people. You do what you have to do. You keep walking up that mountain, because one day you'll get up to the top and you'll be looking down on those who chose not to follow that path. So I'll bring this out a little bit more. This is the front foot. This is going to be the back foot. So it's not going to be sitting on that same line. This is your front foot. And I'm gonna get into perspective later about doing like floors and stuff and how you determine where people are standing. Like if you have 2 or 3 people, like if you had a little guy standing back here, and each one is like on a line, you have to put them on different lines. It's like a checkerboard. When you turn that checkerboard like that way, the lines change and go in, and that's a whole new video. I'll have that in the drawing book, chapter 12. So yeah, so this foot is facing a little more forward than this back foot because it is sticking out. So I said I was going to do detail. So let's jump on some detail, and then I'll ink this off camera, and then I'll come back. So a lot of people, some people, I keep saying a lot of people, some people were complaining about doing abs. So what you can do when this comes around, this circle comes around, this is going to be your first set of abs. What you can do is shorten this. Instead of having it so high, bring it down a little bit. I usually do like the M, like an M, like that. And this is my first set. You can bring it up a little bit higher if you choose. Second set, I believe, are narrower. I finally said that word right. It's just, everything's going to come around like this. Everything is a circle, like that. I know that's a crooked circle, but yeah, it's going to come around that waist because that tuna can, like this, is going to be like that. So you have your center line. Let's just say your center line is here. You have your, this part, this little M that I said, like that. So already you have your abs. And then you just kind of curve it up a little bit more. Separate them. Same thing here, curve it in a little bit more, separate them. And then there's your abs. It's the simplest way to do it. And then you have your waist comes in, and then you go down to your crotch or your house, leaving space for the man junk, your legs. So as long as you remember this part right here, that this is round, this is that tuna can. I was probably eating a tuna sandwich that day. And then you have your center lines, half your work is done. Remember, this line comes in. Let's see, now I'm using 1,000 colors, so I'm messing you guys up. So this is your first set, just that whole circle. That's your first set. If that circle's too high, if this triangle's too high, bring it down, drop your chest down, or ignore it because there are some more muscles, more bones that kind of like, not bones, but muscles that kind of give you that extra look like that. You don't have to do it. Let's just do this one. And usually for me, it's an exercise called vacuums, and it's when you suck your stomach in, and you have like a couple layers of muscle in your stomach, and I'm touching my stomach like you guys knew you could see what I was doing. So let's just say this is your stomach right here. These are your abs. Now, when you do the vacuum, it sucks your stomach in. It takes these set of abs and it sucks it in more like that, and then they come out like that. And this is something that I've started doing just to do your abs. You suck that first one in, and then the other ones come out, and it gives you more like that powerful look, and the abs are not just so flat. So this first one, talking too much. Here's your center line. I'll bring this one in like that, and then the rest I'll have come back out and follow that center line. So this is my first set. This would be my second set, and this is going to be my third set like that, having that vacuum right there. And remember, these come in as well. That and that, and then you have that. There's a little line here, a little dark shadow catching line here and here, where you won't, where they suck in, because they suck in. They're going into your skin like this, so they're leaving this little shadow area here, and then there is a line here. When you are truly cut, there's that line here because it comes around and it sucks in like that. And it comes back out like that. So yeah, those are the sides, but yeah, I'm drawing on my paper and I'm drawing dark. So we have your crotch, and I'll speed this up a little bit. I'm gonna take this off and we'll just go with the man shorts here. That, your leg is gonna curve around like that. Coming down, curve in. Where you have your knee are, just do little diamond shapes like that, because your muscle comes up, rides up that side and goes in. Another little teardrop. The other one comes up and goes out, leaving this little V here. It's like a little V here, but as I say, I don't really do a lot of leg muscles. I just do this little piece because when you focus on your character, you're basically looking at the chest, the arms, your abs, and your face. Legs are just a little side thing, unless he's like holding up a lot of weight, you know, like this big old boulder, and then you got the legs bent, squat in a squatting position. Then you can show, you know, every muscle in the leg. So coming around, you have your calf, this line here, and then this line here, and it's just basically just a shin bone, so it's not really a lot of muscle down here or muscle down here. That's your calf. A little line indicating, you know, your calf separates from your other leg. Curve. You want to do a curve on your leg. You don't want to do straight legs. You see how I have this curved? You want to do that kind of curve. The knee again, diamond shape. As I said, the muscles ride up here, and it rides up here. If I had this green thing off, you could probably see where my point is. The muscle rides up here and here, and then the inner one has this little teardrop shape because you have this line. Where is it like this? And I don't know, I'm shocked that I didn't draw that there. And then it forms that because that's the deepest part of your leg, the deepest and one of the biggest muscles, if I'm not mistaken. And then this one here, and I say you have this V. Bring that one out because that's a thick muscle, and this muscle is higher than this one, if I'm not mistaken. But just keep them even, just for the namesake. But this one's higher, it comes down, and then you have that. So, and I'm going to cut this in a minute and go ahead and ink this once I get these extra lines in. Not going too fast. Knee. One knee is a little higher than the other. So let's bring that down a little bit. Bring both of them down. But one leg is further back, so you want to get a little bit of height or dropness to one. Bring this out a little bit more. Okay, bicep. Curve in. You have the separation at this point here. What's your tricep? And there's another muscle that comes in between the bicep and tricep, which curves around and comes out like this, and then you have that little separation. But that's, go look at my arm video. I did a video on how to draw arms. Comes in, out, and your elbow is here. Depends on the angle, if you can see the elbow. This, you have your bicep coming in here like this, a diamond, and maybe sometimes you can see some of the tricep like that. Sometimes, depending on the angle. And then this, and these two separate here, and it actually goes to the thumb. You have that. I don't know if you can see that. You can't see that. Anyway, there's two bones in this arm, and when you twist it, you'll see that one bone that rides up, and then it goes to the thumb. So when you twist it, it goes back here. Twist it over, it goes to the thumb. So then you have that little separation in the arm, which is like this. This is the bone going to the thumb. So on the inside, you won't. When you're really muscular, you'll see that separation because you have the bicep. And then you have this little dip in here, and then there's a separation. I'm not there yet. I'm still working on it. I like to eat potato chips and ice cream, but I sit down a lot, so I know I can't go too crazy because that's why you got a lot of fat artists. I'm sorry, you big artists, because you know you sit down all day. You don't exercise. We eat junk food. We watch anime all day, and we wonder why we're so big, because we need to start working out. Yes, me included. I'm not dogging you guys, but that's the reason. Because people are like, oh, he's a geek. They'll look at you and they'll say, oh, the size, he's a geek. Because we sit down all day, we draw, we're smart as hell, we're talented as hell, but, you know, we get big, and we just, yeah. So, okay, now, here we go. So, from here, only from the side, you can bring this up. It curves up to, like, this part here. If you do, like, a church, I don't know what that called, an arch from here on up to the tip of the shoulder blade. This line, you can do a kind of like a fang, and these are where your ribs, those extra ribs you always see, fall, like there. So if I did this, can I use this? This is your waist, your house. So if you come this goes in. It curves around like this. And where this curves up around under the chest, this is where those extra ribs would fall on. Another story, whole nother story. But it's more prevalent on a side view, from a side view. I think it just about got it. Now I'll do this for the foot. I don't know, I just do this because it's just me. And then come down, you might see some heel, the inner part of the foot, and then like that. Ankle, if you choose to. The lower ankle is higher than the outer ankle, so that's usually why I do this. I started doing this a long time ago, this little slash, which is why I probably do this now, because it's more realistic. And then comes in and out a little bit. This comes down and out at the toe, and round that off. And there you have it. I'm just going to do a fist here, because that's a get over. Yes, it is. And this one is tucked behind the hand, tucked behind the arm, because that's another get over. So, round his head over, round his head up a little bit, shape his head up. Give him a more defined chin. Neck. The neck should come straight down with the head. For those who don't know, here's your head. This line's right here, line right there. Your neck should come straight down, just like that when you're doing the male. If you're doing a male superhero, the neck should be straight down. If you're doing the big Hulk type, the neck should come out more to give him more powerful, to give him more power. If you're doing a woman or a child, the neck should be narrow like that. So there's your quick neck. It's all going to be in the drawing book with more details. So I'm thinking that's going to be it for this. I'm going to ink it off camera, and then when I come back, you see the whole picture. But other than that, hopefully I went slow enough for you guys who have said, "Oh, you're too fast, you're too fast." Let me make an adjustment to this, because this leg, center leg, is going to be like this. So that's where that muscle is going to come up from here, and this other muscle is going to be here off that center line. And I think I had that in my leg drawing video. I didn't have that line centered. Take that down a little bit, and then like that. So yeah, that looks good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away, and then when I come back, I'll see my mistakes that I might have made, and then re-ink it. Like this was too low, but yeah, and I can lift that up too. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So here we go. Your next picture will be this completely finished, and boom. There you go. This is your finished product. Now, let me put my glasses back on. Point out some key points. Notice the diamonds in the stomach, which gives it that curved in look. And I think I'll do my next video will be on abs, because I had so many people saying about not being able to do abs. So remember, the stomach sucks in. What I didn't do was your love handles. I didn't show you that. That's there too. So that kind of separates that from the legs and the buttocks. Notice the buttocks, as you turn around, you start to see the buttocks. So other than that, I added little striations to the chest to make them a little more powerful. As long as you have the deep cut in stomach, then that's going to look really tight on your superhero. You have your big shoulders. And then I added a little line weight to the curves to make it look more muscular. And I did a video on adding line weight to your character, whereas you don't have to have him look so cut just by the line weight. As long as you have the shapes, then it's going to look muscular. And then when you add the line weight, that's going to make it look even better. So if you're not good at doing ribs and abs and leg muscles, then just as long as you have that right shape, and then you round it off with some good line weight, you have a nice looking character. So that's it for this drawing. And as I was inking it, I thought about it. Somebody asked me, I had a few people ask me, what do you ink with? And my mainstays are the Faber-Castell. I guess that's how you say it. Where is it? Oh, I forgot. This was a non-focus thing. Faber-Castell and this Micron. These are kind of like my mainstay pencils. Let's do this. Let's see if I can do that. If it'll show up. Ba-da-da-da-da. Faber-Castell, and then of course Micron always shows up because Micron is on a light pencil. Yeah, so I'll leave the links to that. I'll leave the links to where I get my pens from, and it's all on Amazon. You know, you get Amazon Prime, you get a 2-day shipping. I wish I was affiliated with Amazon because they'd be paying me some money right now. But yeah, you get the free 2-day shipping if you have the Prime account, and I have that because it's worth it. And I think it's either $50 a year, or I don't want to say it's $100 a year, $50 a year, but if you're somebody that buys a lot and you don't want to wait 3 weeks for something, Amazon Prime is perfect. Man, that was a good commercial. Yes, it was. So yeah, I think that was it. And don't forget, subscribe. I never say that. Everybody says subscribe in the beginning. Subscribe. And if you like this and it was good, get on that phone and call your friends. Send them some links on their emails. And since you guys are going to show up on my Facebook page, my Unfinished Comic Facebook page, tell people about me so that we can get this community thing going. I know there's a lot of artist communities, but are they teaching you this good stuff? So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I don't know if there's anything else I left out. If not, I'll do it on the next video. So thanks for staying with me for probably about an hour. I was going to do a 10-minute video. Never happens. So me and my squeaky chair, we are out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, and never stop art. Never stop art. All right, art students, if you have stayed with me till the end, consider yourself learned, smarter than those that dipped out earlier or tried to skip through to the good part. So I'm ending this video by saying to all you guys who won the drawing books that your books are on the way, except for one, David Van or Van, I'm not going to screw your last name up, you're right here. Please contact me at my email address because something is wrong with your address. I don't know if you're in Germany or wherever you are, but even the postman couldn't figure out what that address was, so we got to get that straight. And for all you guys, I think 2 guys are in the Netherlands and 1 guy's in Peru, or 1 person, it could be a girl, I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take to get to you guys, but the rest of you guys, it should be there in several days. All right, other than that, sorry about the long video, but you can't learn anything in 10 minutes. So everybody wants to get that 10-minute shot. That's being entertained. That's not learning. So for you guys who are patient and stayed, good job. All right, class is over. Go home.